Welcome to Heavy Metal Monday.
Hey, it's Coach Micah Piglone coming here live from Varsity House Gym. Welcome to another edition of Heavy Metal Monday. Today, we're going to talk about the Farmer's Walk. The Farmer's Walk is a staple strongman event, and we use it a lot here with our athletes. And I've had to obviously perform it a lot in strongman and the events and in training. And I want to talk about the variations that we do here at the gym. Right? The Farmer's Walk can be used greatly to improve overall grip strength, abdominal bracing, and overall core strength, and also test your mental capacity. So here on this episode today, I'm going to show you a few variations we do here at Varsity House Gym, and make sure you stay tuned at the end of the show for my heavy metal song of the week. Let's do it. Okay guys, so those are just 4 variations that we use on the Farmer's Walk. There's many others, but these are the main 4 that we use here a lot at Varsity House Gym. So let me break it down from the first one that you saw. The first one that you saw was the Farmer's Hold variation. Now we'll do this a lot, competition with our guys. Guys will line up, we'll put a set and weight on the farmer's handles, you pick it up, and this is the mental capacity part that I was talking about earlier in the show. You're gonna pick it up, and you're going to go for as long as you possibly can until you can't hold it on no more. I was once told when I first started training strongman that this is one of the true strongman events to show how tough you're really going to be, and I was always told to never bend your knees and let the weight down. That means you just couldn't stand the pain anymore. So if you should be standing upright and tall when that grip goes. That means you couldn't hold on to anymore, you held on to as long as you could and it just slipped out. But you should be standing tall when it goes. If you bend your knees, that means you probably had some more in you and you just couldn't take the pain anymore. So that's a great mental capacity drill. We do that a lot with our guys, a lot of competition there. We do it for set time, we do it for all out as long as you can hold. So really cool, you can have some fun with that one. The second one that you saw was a straight farmer's run. All right, so usually I set a certain distance. It could be 50, 60 feet, whatever you want to do, 75 feet. If it's a lighter farmers, you go for longer distance. But we do some competition, some races there. You time it, once again, set weight for the group and the ability that you're doing. Make sure you choose the correct weights on the farmers based on the individuals that you're working with. Okay, know your athletes. And say we do a 50-foot run. First guy up, take your grip, set, go, pick it up, and start moving. Once that farmer's handle gets all the way past the cone or the line that you're standing at, hit the timer, and the fastest time wins. So pretty simple, a lot of fun, another great competition. The third one that you saw was the farmer's run, drop, repick, and come back. This just adds another element to it where you're doing a second deadlift. Okay, and earlier I didn't really get a chance to say this, but when you're performing it, make sure that you set yourself up in the correct deadlift position, all right? Hips above the knees, you got a strong grip, arms locked out, proud chest, upper back is tight, and you're staying locked in before you even pick the farmer's handles up. But the drop and repick, okay, can kind of set, that little variable can set a huge difference for some individuals. You got to be quick with that turnaround. So you're dropping, boom, you're turning and you're repicking the handles. But you also want to make sure that, you know, you're not picking it with bad form. A lot of guys, you can rush it, they turn around, their back is scared cat looking, and they're just trying to rush, pick it up. Make sure that doesn't happen. Make sure you make it clear to your athletes that turn around, get a good grip, get a good deadlift position, and make that their speed with the run is how they're going to make up their time. You know, you could still turn with a quick transition, turning your body and setting your hands up and still getting set very quickly and still make a good time and keep good form while you're doing it. So that's our third component. That's another one that we do. And the fourth one and final one that you saw was one with the turn. Okay, this one can get very difficult. If you don't have a lot of experience with the turn, I would stay a little bit lighter on the farmer's handles with the turn, mainly because that element of turning, the heavier the weights, the more it's going to drift you around. So you saw in the video when I was doing it, now I was using pretty light farmers. They were just 75 per hand. That's just one of our standard farmer's handles that we have here. But I started rounding out my turn. So when I knew that I was probably, say, you know, about almost 10 feet away from my turn, I started to kind of come out and around, okay, to kind of guide myself into the turn. And then you also saw that I try to pin the front handles, the front collars together. While you're turning, you should try to turn the front of the farmer's handles towards each other so the nose of the farmer's is touching. That will help from the farmer's drifting out and away from you as you finish your turn, because once that happens, you're going to lose your grip and you're going to go down. So once you're trying your best to come around, try to stick them together, the front handles, and as you begin and round out your turn, once you begin to start straightening out, continue to walk with it, okay? A lot of guys try to go from right around the turn and then just try to start cutting it straight again, and they start getting knocked off balance because the farmer's isn't straight, but you're straight, and you bump into the farmer's handle and it knocks it down. So make sure as you're turning, you're walking and guiding it with it, and you're keeping it connected, and you're just going with it, and then once you feel it starting to straighten out, then you pick up speed. So that's probably the hardest one out of all the variations, but farmer's handles are great to use with any level athletes. We use it here at our Varsity House Strongman Challenge every year. There's always a farmer's walk competition, and the tiebreaker every year is the farmer's hold. So if I got two guys that are tied breaking at the end, they pick it up, and in the last 2 years it's worked out to be pretty cool. We had a couple tiebreakers, and the tiebreaker goes to the guy who can hold the farmer's hold. The farmer's the longest, so it's a lot of fun. Everybody's around them, so you have a lot of fun with these implements. Make sure you're picking the weight right with your athletes, and that's it, guys. A lot of fun. Make sure you utilize them. They're great to add to your program. Now let's go on to my heavy metal song of the week. Okay, guys. It's on to my heavy metal song of the week. And for this week, we're going to go back to the back wall here and start talking about a little old school heavy metal. These guys have been around for over 30 years. They've been one of my most favorite heavy metal bands of all time. I've listened to them for a very long time, ever since I started listening to heavy metal. A close friend of mine is a huge fan of this band, and that band is Iron Maiden. Iron Maiden's been around for almost over 30 years. Fortunately, I got to see them twice. I got to see them once at Madison Square Garden, and the other time at the PNC Bank Arts Center. They kicked butt both times I was there. Bruce Dickinson is one of the all-time greatest frontmen. He was not the original vocalist for them. He came on a little afterwards, and he's really a great frontman. He runs around all the stage, and you know, he's an elderly man now, and he's running around, jumping up, and they're really awesome to see. And one of the greatest songs still to this day for me that I've ever saw live is their song "Fear of the Dark," and that song is our heavy metal song of the week. "Fear of the Dark" is one of the best songs to see live. Lights go out, everyone puts the lighters up. It's a really cool song, and they're one of my favorite all-time songs. So if you have an opportunity to listen to some Iron Maiden stuff, start listening to it. Listen to "Fear of the Dark." It's a fantastic song. They are one of the pioneers of heavy metal, and they're still making. They just came out with a new album. It was an album kick butt as well. So they've been doing great things for a very long time. Iron Maiden, one of the best heavy metal bands of all time. Go check them out, guys. I hope you enjoyed my farmers variations today. Hopefully you can utilize them with you and your clients and your athletes. And check out that song, "Fear of the Dark." Make sure you leave me a question or comment. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Make sure to check us out here at varsityhousegym.com, and I'll see you guys all next week. And until then, stay heavy.